What's going on, guys? This is another one of those. It's nighttime. I don't know if you can see anything. I don't know. But again, just listen. This is not a bitching video. I swear to God, I'm not bitching. I want to make a couple points here, because this is one thing. We're quick to call out the other side, right? And then sometimes when shit like on people who's on the right side of things, when little things happen that, that kind of cause, more problem and prolong shit, we kind of don't call it out. I mean, some of us might like, maybe say a little something like behind the scenes to each other, excuse me, but we don't ever say anything. What I'm talking about is, if you take the NGB thing, NGB did great on Reese's, he did great, but there was so much shit there that was wrong with that. And here's what it is. I mean, there's going to be, when I talk about this, I've only seen parts of it, so there's probably worse shit that's been said. So if I don't say something that was even worse, it's not because I'm not saying that, I just didn't see it. I just scanned through and seen certain parts, and every part I seen was like, I seen NGB, he was doing really well. And see, NGB made a good point, just like with when Thunder came in, when I come in, people had warned us. Now, I had a little advantage on Thunder, because even though I wasn't like in the lounge or on panels, I had subbed to Pedro for a long time, so I had, seen the evolution of when Pedro met Reese to what happened and how all that shit happened, what Reese tried to do. So I seen all that. So I had that little advantage, but I still was like, well, maybe he's just got something against Pedro. And so everybody gave him a chance, but every time you do it, he's the official Gig News, but he's officially full of shit, because literally, if you are friends with somebody or something he doesn't like or something, or he will call your ass out. I mean, not call you out. He will make up shit like he did here. See, NGB, when he was on Hector's, right? Now, I ain't calling nobody on Hector's, because, I mean, hell, most of us are probably blocked there. I know I am. And even if I ain't blocked, I mean, if he unblocks me, I was blocked. I got blocked on Hector's. You know what? It was the day that Blaze sent all them terrible fucking emails, the sickening ones. I went to Eric's and Hector's and typed in the shit that, like Blaze had done this, told him what he'd done, told him where they could go find it. Now, Eric never did say anything about it, but Hector blocked me for somebody, Cherry. But it's Hector's channel, so whatever happens, it's Hector, right? So I'm just saying, that's how all that shit went down, So I'm not saying nothing about nobody saying nothing on Hector's, but when NGB went up there, when Cherry kept throwing them down, off the panel, kept muting them, saying more racist shit, Reese is up there trying to say shit, and he brings up something, a tragedy in Reese's life about one of his kids, a tragedy. And he alludes to that like fucking Flex or people at the lounge are saying shit about that. But what the funny part is, he's on the panel with the guy, that would be Cherry, who said the most disgusting, vile shit about Reese's family ever, to the point where Reese was threatening to go to Florida, telling Cherry it's on site. That's why Cherry's picture's on Reese's. I mean, but Reese don't bring that up. The dude that said the worst shit to you, Reese, who done the worst shit to you of anybody, you give a pass. And I'll get to that. I mean, you tell why on your little interview with NGB. See, a lot of people said, oh, I was there to support NGB. But see, technically you wasn't. You was there because he's there, but Reese is getting all the shit out of you. Reese will take advantage of any situation and use it. And he'll use that, come on, asshole. But he'll use that to try to get some views. And whatever, he's a YouTuber. Fuck yeah, I mean, if anything, that's kind of smart. But, if he's going to spread lies and shit. That's like I said, there was a lot of people in that chat I seen. People, like talking to Reese, being cool, and whatever, you can do whatever. But what I'm saying is, when shit happens, when he fucks you in the ass, you can't expect to come back over and be like, oh, we got you. Well, because it gets old. That's how that shit keeps going. We get it to the point where we got it handled. Because, people are like, oh, you bullied Hector off. No, we never done shit. We never bullied nobody. All we did was spotlighted what they fucking said. We let them bully themselves off of fucking YouTube. They made themselves, like Hector sitting there saying, like Red, when she put that shit up, she like lied about him saying that lie he's doing. She played your video, you dumb motherfucker. You said it. I mean, I don't know, man. I'm starting to put you in that I feel sorry for your ass by like Blaze, because, I mean, you guys should be roommates. You're just a fucking idiot. I mean, why would you even say that knowing she's already got it on her channel? You don't think she's going to be like, oh, here it is. But anyway, my point is, when NGB was on Reese's, like I said, he's doing good and, everything, but Reese is telling him a bunch of bullshit. Reese is like, again, saying that, alluding again to Flex was saying all that shit about Reese's family. not coming, but always, you know, go back and listen to it yourself. You hear it, and Reese is so fucking, he just says little things here and there to point you in that direction, but he doesn't, because he's got nothing, because it didn't happen. But when all the people was in the, like I said, people's in the chat, because they're chatting before and after, but not nobody in that chat said, hey, that's not true, Reese. Cherry's the one that said all the bad shit. Why are you saying that? And you could say, like, oh, well, I'll reach out behind the scenes. I'll reach out on Discord. We told NGB. And that's fine. And NGB, I ain't saying he don't trust you. He could very well trust you. But what I'm saying is, if I was NGB and I was on a panel in public with somebody, stupid shit was said, and you could have easily proved it, and you didn't say it in the chat, because you're already in the chat. You're typing it. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people in there in that chat typing. But no one says nothing about that. So if I was NGB and they told me on Discord, I'd be like, well, why wouldn't they say this out in public? Because now it kind of looks like if you told me behind the scenes, maybe you might be making something up, because why wouldn't you want it public if it was true? So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. We got to start calling ourselves out, because we get to the point where we get this shit. It's like some people don't want the drama to end, I don't guess. Thank God that didn't show my number. But anyway, it's like some people don't want the fucking drama to end. And that's what happens when you keep that shit going. I mean, some drama's fun, I'll agree. That's like the Torp shit, right? That's like with Torp. I mean, you know, he keeps saying, like, show me a timestamp. And I've sent him a few. Like, I think Red sent him a few. We sent him a few. But then he'll say, I ain't got time. Well, see, that's the thing, Torp. We can't hand feed you shit, because if we do that, then, I mean, all we're doing, the other side can, if someone's hand feeding you saying, look at this timestamp, yeah, we can show you what happened, but all they got to do is get you on a panel and say, oh yeah, but that's what they showed you. And you'd be like, oh yeah, that's true. That's only one side of the story. No, it's the whole fucking story. It don't take long to fucking see it. You can go to any of their fucking shit, go through it, and there it is. I mean, you can see it yourself. But when people give them passes, they go back around their channels, they say shit, and don't worry, I'm not talking about he who shall not be mentioned. I ain't gonna say your name, Roy. Calm down. And I'm serious, I'm not saying that, because at least Roy, if he's fucking in there and stupid shit said, and he is there at that moment, he'll say it. Now, if he's in the chat, maybe not, because see, Roy and Bobby's got this fucking, we need to get their fucking headphones or something, because sometimes they miss all the bad shit being said. So they got perfect timing and all that. But, you know, all jokes aside on that, I can kind of see that, because when I was looking at, like, that Cherry's thing, or it was Cherry's, it was on Hector's channel, but when I seen Roy's comment up on that screen, I was like, I can't fucking believe it. And Roy's like, I didn't type. And I was like, yeah, you did. So I showed the screenshot, which it was Cherry, but Roy didn't type in the chat. He didn't. So I guess things, you know, you could miss stuff, because, you know, like Roy says he didn't hear stuff, but hell, maybe he really didn't hear that, because, I mean, I literally thought Roy typed in that chat, because like I said, and Roy, no, I don't have fucking 9 hours to watch. That's my point. I go through there, like even on Reese's, I go through there and watch 4 or 5 minutes here and there. But I get very lucky, I guess, because I hear all the bad shit. But, I mean, people can miss stuff is what I'm saying, because I guarantee all the shit I'm saying about Reese's thing and Hector's thing, I'll bet you there's worse shit that was said. I guarantee it. It's just I haven't seen it, or no one's told me yet. So if I don't mention that, it's not because I don't want to call them out for it, or it's just because of that. But anyway, like I said, I'm not bitching about nothing. I'm literally just saying that, you know, we're quick to call other people out for shit, but I'm talking about each other. When shit like that happens, when you go somewhere and, like, Reese, and here, okay, let's just put it, Reese is the only person that I know of really in the gig community, that cares about race. He was literally up there saying, and Reese told you all, you're in his chat talking, and he fucking told you all, his words. He said, people have a token black guy. He said he was the token black guy for Hector and Cherry. He was trying to allude that Flex was trying to get NGB to be the lounge. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? People like NGB because of NGB, who he fucking is. It ain't got nothing to do with what color nobody is. But Reese says that. But Reese already just fucking told you he's on his side. So once he says that, if you know who's benefiting from that. I mean, you all were typing. Cherry comes in there. He types in the chat. He's got his wrench. He types in the chat. Right behind some of you all, makes 2 big long ass comments, just enough to let you all know he's there. And you see what he's doing. I mean, I don't know. I mean, again, I'm not bitching. I'm just stating facts. Shit like that, giving them air when they won't do it. Cherry, okay. What was Cherry saying to people when they'd go over just on the lounge? He would go nuts on that. And they wasn't even, I mean, if anything, like when Bobby comes over, he does talk about shit. Now, he'll bring up little things he don't see, you know, that's what I'm saying. I'm not even gonna get into that, but he never hears shit like this. But if we, you know, everybody hears that, right? And it's like, yep, you know, he was gone. He didn't hear anything. He never hears nothing, right? But then you find out he was on the goddamn panel when all this shit happened. And it's like, for weeks, I'm sitting there giving him, I'm making excuses for Yip, telling Flex, like, oh, well, maybe he was not watching. Maybe he was just mad when and Flex knew better. And I didn't know all that shit had happened. I found that out. I feel like a fucking idiot. I'm like, why in the fuck? I got to start listening to myself, you know? And I ain't saying nobody, like, you know, you could have two people that don't get along, and both of them can be good people. And, you know, a separate person might get along with both of those people. But when you got people like Reese, who will lie his fucking ass off to bury you, he doesn't care. He will say whatever. Reese, you said this. You said, oh, they don't say nothing to me because they know I'll show the fucking receipts. Show me what I've ever said, Reese. I can show you a million fucking things you lied about, like that Eric fucking shit in Thunder. You sat there and said, here, I'm going to tell you this, and this is a confession on me, Reese. You said Thunder, he went up there just to get Eric and Lee fighting. Dude, everybody laughed their ass off. We had a great time that night. That question you said that I was on Thunder's, Eric was restreaming it because, you know, Thunder was telling him, go ahead and do it. We were going both chats. Eric had a great time that night. He said it went well. The only person that didn't was Cherry. Cherry told everybody. Then Trout was telling Eric, oh, you messed up. That's what hurt your channel. He hurt your channel. Thunder's a channel killer. No, Cherry's a fucking channel community killer. And you guys keep letting him fucking do it by giving his people fucking air. And yet, and that is... They talk about minions and shit. Cherry has fucking minions. Nobody tells us what to do. Nobody tells any of us what to do. We do what the fuck we want to do. What I'm saying is, Cherry can fucking say shit, and people won't do it just not to hear his fucking mouth. Then they'll say, oh, I'm not scared. Well, why the fuck do you do what he says then? Because before he said it, you was doing shit often. He tells you not to, you know, oh, don't go, don't do this. You don't do it. Then, Bobby, you're on a fucking, Tracy's laughing about it, saying you're going to go somewhere, you're going to start going places just to piss him off. And you pop in the lounge. Now, how do you think that makes people feel when they see that? When you come over there acting all sad and everything, but you're up there laughing your ass off about shit, making jokes about it. I don't know, man. That's what I'm saying. That shit gives them air. But on the, to the Thunder thing, and Eric, that question, Reese, that was asked about what it was, Thunder was telling people in the chat they could ask, you know, like, anybody got any questions? I jokingly put a question there like, hey, ask Lee if she could bang any of her exes, who would it be? Joking. They laughed their ass off about it. There was no animosity. All the bullshit about that came afterward. Like that very next night or the next night, Bobby, you and Trout was up there when it happened. It was like a 12 or a 14 or 15 hour live. It stops recording after 12. That's why I couldn't find that. But I remembered it because Eric talks about it in a car. I do have that part. But that's when you guys was up there and Trout was saying all that shit that Thunder, we don't know why he's here. He could be he's a channel killer and all this shit, and he's ruined, and everybody sucked fucking co-signing that shit. It was on that panel. And you said it too, when like, oh, remember Trout told us. And it's not Trout telling you shit. It's Cherry putting that shit in Trout's head. And Trout fucking saying it because he, at the time, but look, where's Trout? I mean, I ain't saying that. I mean, Trout fucking said, fucking got out of here. Before Cherry came back, we all had a great time. Every time he comes back, he divides everybody. Reese is a dumbass who fucking lets Cherry. I mean, see, Reese don't even see he's doing it. When Reese they brought you up there, Reese, was saying, laughing. They were up there saying, Cherry just said all kinds of racist shit to NGB. You know, I mean, I'm not even going to fucking say what he said, but you heard it. If you didn't hear it, go back and listen. He said it many times. You never called Cherry out for that shit, ever. But you will sit there and tag Flex and like videos about shit that's racist that has absolutely nothing to do with Flex, nothing he said, nothing he's done. You do that, so if somebody, you know, they search Flex's channel, they might see that shit. I mean, dude, that's underhanded shit right there. That's why nobody should support that shit. That's why I would not go in there and type, say, hey, all this bullshit. I wouldn't do it. Because all you're doing is giving you air. And like last night, like I said, I guarantee this. Go to Reese's channel. Go to all of his fucking views. All of them. For all of his lives. Last night was his biggest audience. And Reese was smart enough that most of the people in his chat was people being fucked over by that side. By Cherry, Reese, Hector, all them. That's the people that was chatting in that fucking room. I mean, I'm just saying, you guys got to think about that. Then when Reese turns over and starts, you know, fucking you over and shit, then you're like, oh, fuck, you knew it. You knew it. Again, I'm not bitching. I'm just saying, it's just, you know, we can't call out one side for doing, you know, stuff that keeps shit going. Then when another side, like people we know does it, I'm not even saying no names. I mean, what I'm saying is, you know who the fuck you are. And if you do that shit, now you might look back and think, because even if you say I'm there to support somebody else, again, you're not supporting him. Everybody that was there already knew him because they came to see him. What was maybe 2 or 3 there to see Reese? The rest was there from for NGB. And they knew it, you know, they already knew him. They were already subbed to him. He's not going to gain no goddamn traction off of Reese. Reese popping up there saying, I got 9 channels to 2,000. Who? That's like when the Rev. Yo, okay, this is the NGB. This is kind of show you the kind of person Reese is. Because now, if 6 months from now, NGB, if you was to take off, say, you know, and NGB could. NGB's a very, you know, he's engaging. He's very honest guy. He says what he means. Once he gets his niche, he probably will. He'll take off. If he starts doing shit, he will take off. But if he does it 6 months from now and never talks to Reese again, Reese will, he will try to say, he'll take credit. But he's like, yeah, who cares, right? And that is true. Who gives a fuck? But when the Rev, DoorDash Revolution, worked his ass off to make his channel, did all kinds of shit, driving around, doing lives, doing all kinds of shit. Yeah, Reese was over there. Reese was over there too, just like TFT, all of them. But also, the Rev did just as much for Reese as Reese did for the Rev. The Rev was always over there helping him out. But when Rev hit 1,000 subscribers, he really wanted that. He hit that 1,000 subscriber mark. He put up a thing, he did a live. Everybody's in there congratulating him. But Reese is taking the credit like, yeah, you know, saying he done it. You know, I got you there. I got Rev. I mean, dude, you didn't. But I'm saying, even if you did, even if, you know, I mean, of course I can't. I ain't got 1,000 subs myself. But even if I got somebody 1,000 of their subs, all of them, or hell, 995, and I knew I got them that, and they had 1,000, I would still be like, hey, way to go, because even if I told people to go there, they must have had to like that person or they wouldn't have subbed and stayed, right? So even if you do tell somebody you help another channel, and some channels do, bigger channels can help. And I ain't talking about you, Reese, goddammit. I ain't talking about the subs, I'm talking about the fucking view counts. You know, all that fucking, I'm on multiple platforms, but you're always on fucking YouTube. You should focus on that fucking platform that you're popular on. That's what I would do. And let us know. Put a fucking link in there. Show us where this fucking platform's at, where you're all. And yeah, again, I don't care. And I'm not bitching. You know, this is just something, like I said, last night, even though like when I come in here and I said that shit about all that, and it's another thing, you know, you got to be careful about threats, because if you make threats on something and you don't do it, just like Cherry and Hector was calling out somebody the other day for saying something like that, they said they were going to sue him and stuff, and they gave them hell because nothing ever happened. They kept saying it's going to be served, but nothing happened. And I hated to see that for that person, but they done it. So if you keep saying stuff, you got to be careful. Unless you're really going to do it. I mean, because you can say stuff when you're mad, but if you don't, they'll keep saying shit. But anyway, I'm just saying, y'all have a good one. Anybody's mad, calm down. I'm just saying, I'm trying to, you know, I ain't trying to start a fight with anybody. I'm just literally saying, if we stop giving them fucking oxygen to fuck us over, they couldn't do it. We had them to a point, and it's not like, oh, they're bullying. No. Again, we didn't say nothing. We didn't show nothing that they didn't say or they didn't do. Again, all the shit Reese was trying to put on Flex about all this shit that was all Cherry. Cherry said every bit of that shit. It was so bad, you can go back to listen to Reese, so fucking mad. He's screaming, saying it's on site. I mean, and I don't blame Reese. I don't blame Reese at all for that. The shit Cherry said, fuck yeah, I don't blame him. But if we keep giving him air, because what that does, that gets Reese, and if he can get anybody out of that, he just told you he just told you which side he's on. And you might say there's no, yes there is. He just said it. He said he's Hector and Cherry's, what he said he was. So Reese will always, he's got such a fucking disdain for Flex that he will do anything, say anything, don't matter if it's true or not. You can prove it's not true, and he will never come out and correct it. He'll just never say nothing about it again. But he'll do anything to get that. And I don't know. Y'all have a good one. We'll see you later. There, look there. Reese called the fucking cops on me. If I can get him to tase me, I bet you I can go fucking viral. Part 2 coming up. I'll be screaming on that one.